Princess, you could never guess how happy I am to be here.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's a good thing you don't bring your old man along on trips like these.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's just leave my husband out of it.
This love affair. This love affair. This love affair. Oh, my heart.
Boom. Bladow. Bladow.
Booyaka. Check, check.
Check.
1 2 1 2.
Hold on, I think this was meant to happen. That's why. 1 second. Boom. There we go.
There we go.
Bladow.
There we go.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How we all doing?
Super fantastical.
Good.
A plus.
Nice and warm.
A plus.
Nice and warm.
Good. We'll get to the details shortly. Welcome everyone to the Real Soundcheck Podcast. Big shout out to Michi Boo. Let's have a quick look who's in the house. Steve Speaks. Welcome. Laney J in the building. Karen James in the building.
Hello.
Welcome. Kamzi inside. Shout out everyone locked in. As you can see, there's only 4 of us on the screen at the moment. We've got 3 men down. One of them's on his way. The other 2 are out of action today. But we'll get into that.
One of them is actually in action.
Yes.
But just not.
Not podcasting.
There we go.
Action.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Welcome everyone. This is what, episode number 38.
38.
30.
We're heading towards the naughty 40.
Hey.
And the nifty 50.
Then the nifty 50.
Get my belly
Does
out.
it keep going?
40.
They're on for 60. And
What was the 61?
Huh?
What was the 61?
60? The nifty
Swift.
60?
Nifty.
60.
Risky 60.
Risky.
Yeah,
I
everything's
don't
a risk.
know.
Going down the stairs is a risk at 60. Bending down to tie your shoelaces is like high risk.
No, I am just too worried about, that time where people go down and then they say they can't get back up.
Yeah,
The slip disc thing.
yeah, man. I've had
That
it,
was
man.
always on the TV. I don't know if it's a real life thing for
Yeah,
anybody.
It's real.
It is.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I just
Start
bend
yoga.
from the knees,
Start
bend
yoga
the
from
knees.
now.
Exactly.
Start yoga from now. You'll be all right.
It's real in these geriatric streets.
I've got the spine of a 75-year-old.
Oh, stop it.
No way.
Trust me. Well,
No way.
yeah.
It's not Zimmer frame time yet.
It almost was at one stage. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was telling you guys before, flipping, when I was younger, I thought I was a stuntman. And we used to do mad stuff when we lived in Heathtown. We'd jump off the bridges, jump out of windows. And then I think I was about, 15, and we was with my friend's flat at the time. And instead of using the stairs to go out the house as normal people do, we said, you know what, just jump out the window. We hung and dropped out the window.
There you go.
Yeah, and I just landed flat-footed, man, and just crumbled. Your upper body crumbles into your lower body.
Your knees didn't go forward.
Kind of just, I kind of just ran it off, and I was alright for the evening.
I kind of ran it off.
It off,
When you're 15, you can do those things. I had
He
a
didn't
football
walk it off.
tournament.
He ran it off.
I had a football tournament the next day, and I thought I'd pulled a muscle in my calf. Not realised this is the first time I ever met sciatica, because I thought I'd pulled a muscle in my calf. So I'm spraying deep heat, wrapping up with those elastic bandages, thinking I'll be okay. But I couldn't finish the game, man. And then lo and behold, it was sciatica from a slip disc.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I was hurt. So,
Man.
yeah, that's plagued me for the rest of my life, man.
That's crazy.
So like I said, those times where is it real, where boom, you're gone. I remember the first time it happened to me for a while was when we just had our first child and I was taking a car seat at the back of the car. And you know that you got to duck, get in the car, clink it, lift up the way to the child, and come out.
Yeah.
Listen, I was winning. I went click, click, went to lift it, and that was it. I was gone.
Then your back went clack, clack.
My back went clack, clack. Echo chamber.
Because you can't lift with your legs on that move.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was done, man. I think I sat on the side of the road and just phoned my mum. So I couldn't carry the car seat. Sat on the pavement, just phoned my mum. I said, "Mum, you need to come and help me. What's up? Get my back in." Shana's in the car. She's about 8 months.
Oh, Laney would do it, innit?
What's up? Be back. Lord, be back. Be back.
If you're in the chat right now, please hit your screen, hit those 3 little circles, and share.
Salute Mr. Melissa Deans also.
Wagwan.
Swagwan.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, it's just the 4 of us this evening. So, I spoke about my back. Anyone else want to share anything personal about their week? Or their
Weak points, like my week back or something. But
For real, does anyone else have any weaknesses they'd like to reveal?
Man, don't let go of the weaknesses, you know.
You get me? There you go.
That's like a superhero
shared
giving up
too
their
much.
vulnerabilities, huh?
I've shared too much now. You don't know where to.
Hit him in the back. Hit him in the back. All you gotta do is just get around him and hit him in the back.
I've got an Achilles lower back.
oh man, when that
No,
Achilles
once a
hits
year
me-
I get a spasm in my back. It just happens because I yo-yo with my weight. And then I can tell when I'm putting on weight. That's the spasm. And the last time that happened, 4 days on the floor.
Oh no.
Couldn't climb up into bed. Couldn't do nothing. Climbing in the bathroom to go toilet. Climbing off the toilet on the floor.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand up 4 days.
Is Butch delayed?
Yeah. The audio is fine. It's just
Yeah.
the video is slightly laggy.
Is the video lagging?
Yeah.
Okay, let me work on it. Hold on.
Cool.
Have we said good evening to Melissa Deans? I can see the Diva Speaks is in the chat as well.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Diva
everybody.
Speaks saying, "Bad man don't share them things. them things they are."
It's just like, I said too much.
Bad man.
Just
you
walking
know.
around vulnerable now.
There's Karen J saying, when you're 15, you bounce and your bones grow back.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, man.
It's a different kind of fall now when you're a certain age.
You don't even have to fall all the way.
You just
You just lose balance.
There's one thing I worry about. It's the bottom step. That last step down.
There's a step in the Ritzy. If you come downstairs at the Ritzy, that last step, I'm surprised that place hasn't paralyzed people. It's something about that last step in the Ritzy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs to have a yellow strip on it or
Something,
or
some grip
what.
tape. Something. Yeah. Is that sometimes if I'm up here?
air
so
traffic controller.
that's it. Full time, just needs to be there full time. So the light switch for up here is downstairs. So I'll come up, put the lights on, and then come up here and put my lights on up here. And there's times where someone's turned the light off downstairs. So once I've turned off all my lights up here, it's the walk from here to the stairs to the bottom step to the light switch is treacherous because it's like there's stuff just to get out of where I am to the stairs. There's trip hazards. And the way the stairs are built, they're kind of tightly built. Some of the steps are short. So it's like when it's pitch black, I'm trying to work out, okay, which step is it? Which one is it? Okay, yeah, that one, that's the big one. That's the big one. Okay, yeah, there's the turn. There's the turn. And God forbid anyone puts anything on the bottom few steps, which I'm usually guilty of. So I'll put like, I don't know, some letters or some stuff that's got to come up in here. You'll put it on the bottom step and think, yes, I'll bring it up next time I go up.
Why do we do that?
I don't know.
Why do people put stuff on the steps? I mean,
I think because it looks like a
every home
shelf.
of it must be something because everybody puts stuff on the steps.
Yeah.
It may start off with stuff that needs to go upstairs, or maybe a box of soap or
That's it,
some
yeah.
body wash
Toothpaste,
or
that's it,
toothpaste.
yeah.
But anything could be on the steps.
Yeah, man.
Anything.
Yeah.
So you know
HMRC letters.
them ones, them brown envelopes.
Brown envelope.
All the brown envelopes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Something that a little sort of, I don't know if it's like a general kind of guidance. General guide.
Guidance.
Yeah, it's been a long day. But I've put some of those auto lights dotted around because you know when you wake up in the middle of the night and that you don't want to switch on the full light because it's just too bright. You don't want to wake up fully out your sleep. So I've got a couple of those little automatic lights down at the bottom. So that might be something that people can use to avoid that step that you always step
cool.
and those letters, especially the brown ones.
Nothing good ever comes out of those brown letters. I tell you.
I think what it is, the step is like it's non-committal. Like you haven't filed it away because it's done, and you haven't thrown it away because something needs to get done with it. So you put it on that step on the get round to later.
The spurious step.
That's it.
I don't know. It might be just me, but them ones you don't even open it like and you pull it out. You kind of just just take 2 fingers and slide it in, and then push it open just a little bit and try to read it at an angle before pulling it out.
I'll cut it open with a knife just in case I need to perfectly realign it.
I've never gotten good news from one of them letters.
Yeah, you know what's mad? Even at this age, I see those letters, I get anxious. Other letters can drop, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like I can deal with that. HMRC, they're writing for 2 things because they're telling you we're going to charge you for something, or
That's right.
you owe us money.
And we want it immediately.
Yeah. You
Plus,
owed me money.
here's a little something extra.
You owed me
can
money
give us
last
too.
year. Last year you owed me money, and I've come for it now. And I'm going to charge you interest for all the time you owed it me, and you got to this date. And I'm not going to help you in terms of how to pay it back. You got to work that out for yourself.
Where's my money, man?
Where's my money? Where's my money?
Why you ducking me, man? Where's my money, man?
Them brown envelopes, boy, I'm telling you. Make your heart jump when the postman comes. And you have 2 of them drop.
It's a lottery. It's a lottery because you don't know how many zeros going to be associated with that figure.
Yeah. True talk, though. What I will say is the HMRC, they're the worst, you know. Honestly, they're the worst. Even if it's an error. Yeah, we had an issue before the HMRC, and there was an error with the first accountant we ever used. He never knew what he was doing. We were, you know, no more knowledgeable than him, but he never had a clue what he was doing. And basically, he was submitting incorrect information. Yeah. Long story short, we basically got a letter from big dirty brown envelope dropped. Shook the whole floor. Pictures were shaking and everything. This is on my son's. I think it was his 10th. Was it his 10th or his 12th birthday? We were just about to go out, and an envelope dropped, and I was like, I can't leave that there till I come back. But I don't really want to look at it because it could send the whole day sideways. But I bust a letter, looked at it, and it was basically HMRC telling us we owe them £21,000. This is my first year in business, you know. I'm saying this is in PAYE. Yeah.
No.
So I'm saying, PAYE is a percentage of what you pay your staff.
Yeah.
We didn't even turn over 21 grand. So how come a PAYE be 21,000? Which should be a percentage of your overall turnover. Yeah. So basically, it was an error. This guy had been inputting incorrectly. So I'm calling him saying, yeah, this can't be right. Boom, 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 boom. But until we could go in and correct the error, month after month after month, it's still there.
The interest.
Yeah, man. And it's just like, this was going on for probably about 16 months, if not longer.
Jeez.
Every month. Yeah, man. And it's just going up interest. I'm saying to them, okay, it's an error. We found it's an error. They says, okay, but you've got to fix it. But it's like, I never submitted the accounts. Rare. So I had to get my existing accountant to go back and try and fix it. It was just a long thing, man. It just took ages.
And none of the departments actually know what the other department is doing. So if you're talking to the wrong department and they just going along with you, knowing that they can't fix the problem, and you think the problem's getting fixed, and it's not.
It's not. With them, they're not there to help you. They're there to tell you what you've done wrong.
Oh yeah.
They're not there to help you fix it. It's like, yeah, you need to sort that out yourself. There's a problem here. It's wrong. Go away and fix it.
I had one of them get smart with me. One year. I called them because I owed them some money.
Yeah.
And I said, well, look, I don't have that kind of money right now. Oh, why don't you? You knew you were going to have to pay it. I was like, whoa, who are you?
you were going to have to pay it, you know.
Yeah. I didn't know I was going to have to pay. So I was like, look, ho. We're not going to have this kind of conversation. You're not going to talk to me like that. So I had him get his supervisor. And supervisor came on the phone, and supervisor was cool. But he was really, really nasty. Really nasty.
Not nice. Not
Yeah,
nice,
man.
Not nice.
But those are the heaviest, thinnest letters. And I think it's just psychological. Because they're the thinnest letters you could ever have. It's always one page.
It's true.
With 2 sides.
It's that one for me. It's the brown envelope and the speeding one. But I haven't learned to recognise the speeding one. It just looks like it coming from, you get me, Lloyd's Bank. Who knows?
It's got a funny little address on the back, the way the
Yeah, man.
address is printed. That's how you recognize those.
You know, next time I get one, I'm keeping the envelope. I'm going to pin it on the wall.
Oh, God. Good evening
like
to
putting
Lady
in your-
Uzo.
It's like putting in your phone, scam likely.
Spam, that's it. File under spam. Not having it.
Oh, sugar.
I'm telling you.
Evening to Lady Uzo. The
Lady
Diva
Uzo.
Speak saying, once in a lifetime, did a HMRC letter bring good news. A few ex-co-workers and myself got overcharged tax for over a year. So we got a check back in September, which was surprising after seeing the P60. Very nice. Very nice. But that's a
lucky you.
rare thing. Oh, on that note, please, everyone listening, especially if you're in the UK, check your tax code, please. Check your tax code. Make sure it's not OT or BR, unless you have 2 jobs.
Whoa. Slow down, brother. Slow down. These are gems. Give everyone a moment to open up their notes
That's right.
on
That's
your
right.
phone or something. Get a piece of paper. Okay, go, boom.
Okay. Check your tax code and make sure it's not OT or BR. Those are 2 emergency tax codes. And what they're doing is they're doing it at the most percentage that they should do, depending on your situation. But I was being charged that BR tax code for about 5 years. Had no idea that it wasn't an actual tax code. They thought I had 2 jobs, because they usually, if you have 2 jobs, or they haven't got enough information from the employer, they'll put you on one of those 2. So just check your pay slips and just check that it's not on one of those 2. The only time that it might go against you slightly is if you are a very high earner, because then you might have to pay more. But generally, it's
For us regular folks.
yeah.
Were you able to get any money back?
Oh yes, thankfully.
That's good.
Thankfully, I was within the
That's
last year,
good.
because it's like you can go back 5 years, and it was at the 5th year that I got made aware by HR. So it's like, yeah, that's it, ladies, or OT or BR. Whew,
And for those that don't know where to check their tax code, where would you check that? Is it
what
private?
they should be on. What they should be on.
Any
they
pay
could-
slips
well,
or anything like that?
It'll probably be
The actual
something with an
number.
L or
Yeah, it
something
should
with
have
an
an L on
H.
it. Yeah, those are 2 standard ones. But depending on what your earning level is and what you donate to charity and things like that, it could be 1257L. It could be 1537L, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah.
And you can
So,
check
yeah,
with
but as long
HR
as it's not
on what your tax
OT,
code is
exactly.
as well.
Yeah, and it'll be on your payslip. You can also go to listentotexman.com just to check that you're paying the right amount, roughly. So you can go to listentotexman.com, put in your salary amount, and then hit enter, and it will give you what you're supposed to be getting monthly net, roughly. And just have a little match that with your payslip and see that you're not owed a little bit more or having something taken off.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than the tax man coming after you for his money.
Yeah. If it's really small, they may say, "Oh, we're going to take no action to collect it." But usually they'll adjust your tax code.
They'll try that.
Yeah, they'll try that. Yeah.
We'll go the long way around doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll just lick you every month for a little bit.
Years ago, I remember they tried. It was something wrong with my tax code, and they kept adjusting my tax code to catch up. Then finally they did. But when you, like you would know, Friction, if you got your own business or you're a limited company or whatever you may be, they don't treat you nicely.
No, man.
No, they want their money right now.
Right now. But yes.
Diva Speaks. I'm not sure what the percentage is right now, but it varies depending on the situation. Before it was 20% that they were just taking flat out. I think on my one when I was a little boy, long time ago, when I could jump out of windows probably
Without risk
all that
of
stuff there.
injuring your
Tuck
back.
and roll, tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
Butch, give us a 1-2 checker.
Check. 1 2 1 2. I'm delayed still,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm sounding. But
Man, audio's
Sounding
Oh,
great.
you're crispy. You're crispy.
Audio's
Yeah,
good. Audio's good.
oh, okay.
And audio's the main thing.
Yeah.
Right, we've got some topics to talk about,
Yeah, boy.
and we're just here, just chatting. So let's get into the thing. Well, all right then.
I'm
That was
wondering if we
smooth.
should
Yes, sir.
just quickly mention that Sir DJ Croc isn't with us today because he's doing his gig down at Bricks with Lord Finesse, and he'll be back with us next week, hopefully. So salute to DJ Croc, salute to Diesel. He's going to be on his way soon, and also salute to Tech, who's not feeling 100%. But
Hope you feel better, my brother.
Exactly
Sick.
that. Yes, indeed. So we have topics to discuss, as Friction says.
Yes, yes. So obviously, as you all know, the root of this podcast was 7 DJs coming together, discussing DJ things as well as other things. And we kind of thought to ourselves, you know what? It's been a while since we had a geek out on some DJ stuff. So
Geek out.
let's geek out.
Let's do it.
The question that came up was: is DJing still considered an art, and do people treat DJing as an art?
Ooh.
Is DJing still an art, and do people still think it's
Yeah, or treat
that
it?
Treat it as an art.
Because
Yeah.
there's something that I came across recently which kind of leads into this. So there's the new DJs, and they've gone from
He long-legged right to sink.
What is all this?
Are you gonna break down? Are you gonna break down the stairs?
What is all this in my way? Move out the way.
Exactly.
What is all this nonsense?
Move out the way.
Okay, so this is the staircase of DJ mastery then. So the Maslow's hierarchy of DJing. So there's your basic needs at the bottom. So your basic needs as a DJ is learning the bloody song, learning song structure, key, and I can't see what that last piece is, but
Yeah,
basically
it's
it's a
Know the track.
foundation in music, innit? That's
Yes.
do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the baseline of DJing is having a
Not just of DJing, but it's the fun. It's a fundamental thing that you need to know the start, middle, and end of a song,
yeah
and when the chorus comes in and when it's not in. I think that's definitely foundation.
yeah.
yeah. And then you got your beat matching, your cue points, cuts and fades, scratching your. So some will consider these to be the basics or the fundamentals or the founding points of what you need to learn to become a DJ. But these days with technology, it looks like some people might just say, "Oh, I can do this with this equipment, therefore I am." So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just-
Which is sorry, pop it back up
Yeah, put the
so we
picture
don't
back up.
skip
Let's get
in.
it back up.
Sorry, can we just getting over it? The beat matching, cue points, and cuts and fades. Now, that step is a very important step, but it's so important for some and not really much for others. Especially like with the step afterwards, scratching drills. Some DJs don't know how to scratch, but they played at every festival across the world without scratching. So scratching, to me, scratching is not important. The sync step shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Hold on, before we jump ahead, I think
And that's what
those
he's
two-
aspiring to, the sync step.
yeah, those two steps, scratching drills, beat matching, cue points, etc. I would say that just comes under the banner of like technique. So whatever you might want to switch those out to, you've learnt your songs, you've learnt song structure, you've got a foundation in music. Okay, how are you going to play your music then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
with
it's kinda like
either
style and
beat
technique.
matching, or you start from the start, cue points, or you learn how to butch and blend.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? You get to
is that
put two
is that
beats together.
trademarked? Butch and blend.
No, you don't need to. It's mine.
Okay.
There's only one of me.
Yeah. And that's it. So if you think my man's just jumping over all that, it's like this is why a lot of DJs don't have any. I need to be careful how I speak here. Some DJs,
You can take it away now. Go on.
yeah, some DJs lack personality in their sets. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like they've gone straight from okay, there's my music and there's the sync button, and again that sync button might be interchangeable. That could be something else. It could just be, just whatever it might be. I'm not saying that the sync is the death of the DJ, but it's like they're hopping over the core things that make you, which is your technique. How you play your music. Because we've all got access to the same music.
Yeah.
I want to fill in a little gap here. The
Yeah.
reason why that picture made us as DJs laugh particular is because when you think about vinyl, 2 decks and a fader, you had to lift up the song, put it on, find the actual start of the song, learn how to bring it in, make sure that it's at a point where everyone can enjoy and you know what you're doing. There's little things that become less and less and less. Now it's MP3, which is just push a button and go. So when we see people jump straight to I'm a DJ, I can hit the sync button, it's going to mix for me, we laugh. Because even on CDJs, you still had to find the start, hit the cue point, get it, scratch it in, keep it in time. So, that's why we're laughing. We're laughing at the jump that it can make. Is DJing an art? Yes, it will always be an art. It will always be an art form. And those who respect the art form can take it in their own way, whether it's watching a DJ do their stuff and like that type of scratch and mix and blend and that style, or if it's how can I say, you're going out and you want to hear the music go on a journey, like be taken on a blend, a movement, and you actually recognize when the DJ's moving in between songs and how they're doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think that there is an art on all levels. There is an art to DJing, and it's still an art form. Is it appreciated? I think there's groups of people that don't appreciate it sometimes. Promoters, club owners. I think they ignore the fact that you're going in there and it's 5 hours, and you have to put on a performance for 5 hours, which means I have to concentrate and take you from this point to this point and, keep it going. They just think that you're pushing button on every top 40 song and it's just going to play and everyone jumps up and down. They don't realize you have to follow that top 40 with something else and something else and something else and something else. It's only 3 minutes to 4 minutes per song. You got a 5 hour set. You can go through 400-500 tracks
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's not jump too far ahead.
Alright,
There's a lot of meat in this. Big shout out to UK Web Boy as well. Just clocked is in the chat, and Diesel is in the chat as well. I think
Big brother Diesel.
Not
Fire
only is he in
Here
the
we
chat,
go.
but
Kaboom.
there he is.
Hey, what's
Diesel
going
in
on?
the building.
What up?
Fire Diesel.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Can you
loud
hear
and
us?
clear.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
What's good, Pete?
I'm sure you caught what we're talking about.
I was just kind of setting myself up. I just heard up to when Butch got up to the sync step.
Okay. yeah.
So,
And just as a reminder to those in the chat as well, I want to hear from you. So the question is DJing still considered an art, and do people treat it as an art? So we want to hear some responses from you guys in the chat, please. Some
Karen James has a great
yes or
one.
no's.
So Karen says groups of people don't appreciate it and go up and ask for random requests.
Usually
Yes,
dancehall.
they do.
Yep.
Even in the dancehall dance, they requested yeah. No, it's true though. Again, I think we've touched on it before. It's one of the only jobs where as you're working, you could be doing a flipping great job as well, and people have got the audacity to come to you and give you hints and tips like
Hints and tips,
like I've got this, like you're struggling.
But it's true. It is
You know what you can back that song up with?
And you're just like, bro, do I look like I'm struggling? Look out there. Look what's going on. I don't need you flipping, you know what I mean, your life hacks. But yeah. It's one of the only jobs where you can walk up to some, like if I'm knee deep in some DIY right now. I'm not a plasterer, yeah, but if I hired a plasterer, I'm not going to stand over his shoulder thinking, this guy's doing a flipping good job. Let me give him some tips. Like, have you seen my plastering work? Just get on with
but that's the point. That's the point. Music is so accessible to everyone. Everyone thinks that they know what's next and what could be better and what you haven't played or whatever. That music is their thing. It's like, oh, he played that. Why didn't he follow it with that? Why doesn't he do that? Or their favorite DJ might do it that way, so they come over and go, why don't you play that mixed over to that beat? Yeah, I've heard that mix is wicked. And they want to be the what you would call it, the third man, the third
curator,
person, and throw you off of your art form. So Diesel, do you still think it's an art form? Do you think DJing is still?
Yeah, man, of course. It's not something anyone can do, is it? You know what I mean? So
well, I beg to differ. You could go Argos
okay.
now. You could go to Argos now and buy a controller.
Let me correct myself. It's not something anyone can do properly. How's that?
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. It's not. I mean, at the end of the day, you mentioned the sync button thing, and sync button's just like a big S on your chest, really. Turns you into Superman suddenly. You're playing 400 tunes in a minute and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I personally, I don't rate sync button DJs. I don't. At all. You know what I mean? I would rate a man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into the style of quick mixing. I like to, you know what I mean? I like to let tunes breathe. But at the same time, I respect a man that can, see what I'm saying about the sync button DJs? They're the ones who tend to play like 400 tunes a minute. But if you're a man that can do that without a sync button, then I give you your props. You know what I mean? But right now, it's like, when I go out nowadays, well, I don't really go out too much because I don't enjoy listening to a lot of other DJs, if I'm honest.
Facts. Sorry.
I don't. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I'm not, present company excluded, of course. You know what I mean? But out there, I actually couldn't tell you the last time I went out. Simply for the fact I sit there and whoever I'm with, I'm one of those guys that's just like, why did you cut it off at this bit? I won't go and say that to the DJ because I'm going to let the DJ do his thing. You know what I mean? That's his style, innit? But for me, I am a man at a very minimum, one verse, one chorus, at a very minimum. But again, like I heard, I think Butch said before, you learn your music, innit? And you learn which parts you can actually, there are certain tunes you can't cut at one verse, one chorus. It can't work like that. Some of them need to play two verses, a chorus and a bridge. That's how it is.
Sometimes you gotta let the bridge come in.
Yeah, you gotta let it breathe sometimes. And you know what I mean? Me personally, depending on the genre, obviously, most of these things you need to let them breathe, man. You know what I mean? Unless
so is that something in the art that is changing now? Is that what you're identifying?
That changed a long time ago, man. That changed.
Okay.
That's been some years, and I think it's I'm gonna say I think it is mostly controller DJs that do that. I now DJ in a controller, but I don't come from controller school. I come from turntable school. You know what I mean? I just happen to play in a controller now. There's a lot of these, especially like, who mentioned dancehall? Someone mentioned dancehall now. Yeah, and it's like I was talking about this at work the other day, and I'm like, you can hear like 5 seconds of a dancehall tune and it's been pull up. You haven't even got to the first verse yet, and it's been pull up.
But that's what the artists do when they're on stage as well. So I don't get it. It's just, why make all of that music and you're not going to play?
Exactly.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Exactly. Everybody's got their own style, innit?
And I think that's what I was about to say. Like, that's it. Because one of the following questions was about your DJ influences, which we'll touch on after this. But
Looking forward to that.
it's true when you think about style. Like everyone's got a preference. Like I know I play fast, and that's just I've always played like that. You know what I mean? I think.
But you're an original DJ. You do that on turntables, so essentially you're still using the skills that you learned to do that.
There
You're
was a
not
certain
doing that
speed.
through a sync button, and that's why I can respect that from you. You know what I mean?
That's what
Because
makes it an art
that's-
form.
Yeah, that's not easy to do on turntables where you still have to queue up. That's not easy to do. Whereas on a controller, all you got to do is ping, and you're sorted.
Well, have you seen that? So, well, for me personally, when you've got the controllers and the electronics all at your fingertips, I see people DJing without headphones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that
Just
for me
reading
is like
waves.
a curiosity.
They're just they're just
And
looking at the waveform.
right. And
Because I don't use headphones.
Right. But some of them aren't even. So there's that aspect, but there's also the aspect where I see some people just pushing the buttons and not even really touching the actual platters.
Yes.
Because they've got everything queued up ready.
Yes.
So there's convenience, but then there's those who probably can still treat it as an art form because of how they play
Right.
the music.
And you're also touching on the person that might not have been a DJ before, but has decided to pick that up because maybe their strength is the mic. So as long as they queued up all of their songs and get everything ready, they can have left hand on the mic, control the dance, and queue up each song at the start and have it ready because they've gone through everything they want to play. And when you load the song, there's a button, just letting everyone else know, that you can say start all the songs at the cue points. So if you've put a cue point in for it to start from, yeah, it's going to start from that one point.
Yeah.
So you could be, yeah, I want to hear you, yeah. It will start straight away. You don't need to mix nothing. It drops where you want it to start, and you can concentrate on your thing. Just to explain it for everybody. But as I said, for some people, they want to start on the doo, and get the beat in and so forth, and mix it and
see me,
touch
I
the
love
platter.
to hear a mix, you know.
Yeah.
I love to hear a mix. You get me?
And-
Yeah, I love a mix.
A
I'm
lot
from
of
that
people
school.
love to. Yeah, exactly. I think we're all from that school. You know what I mean? There's- You know.
For some people, maybe this is like real old school, but once upon a time, you would go out and you would buy a single. And on this single, you would have the original. You might have a remix or two, and then you flip it over, yes, and then you'd have the instrumental, and you'd have
Yes.
the a cappella.
If
Yes.
you bought the import.
And what
If you
people
bought the
would
import.
if you bought the import, right? And what DJs would do is they would, while the song, one song is playing, they would be mixing in the instrumental of the other song,
Yes.
and then bring it in at a certain point or just gently, and you'd hear the mix of the two tunes together. Sound
Yes.
nice, no vocal clashes. And then in the same time that they've got left of the record, which they didn't even have any countdown looking on the screen to see how many seconds are left, they just had the needle going towards the paper, or if it was an album, towards the end of the next track, right? And it would just flow into the next track.
Looking for
They
that one
would then
thick groove. innit?
flip a thick.
That's right.
Until it's like putting interludes on there and it just blends together. You got no idea then.
Exactly.
When it's got this skits and interludes, it's like you need to know where it is.
Yeah, straight.
And they would then take that instrumental, flip it back over to the original, cue it up again, and then get it in and mix it in towards the end of the track.
Yeah.
So that whole process was one thing. Then there was, just because you can get two records to actually go at the same tempo, doesn't mean they actually go great together.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Because different beats and different tempo, different cadences, different ways that the beat structure was made would either complement each other or clash.
Yes.
And again, people may not appreciate that and see the different things that DJs are doing also within the vocals of the track. So, for instance, one little thing that I did a long time ago was Crooklyn ends with this is a 70s thing from the days when kids didn't act so crazy. Right? And so instead of letting that crazy play, I played crazy energy fuel to taking all types of medicine. So you've got that seamless transition from one track to another. And it's
And I think
playing
what-
on that.
I think what you've perfectly described is one of the sub art forms, the mix. You know what I mean? The mix and being able to blend, that is an art form within itself. And so is the scratching. You know what I mean? It's an art form within itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being able to hold intricate parts of the record, to whether speeding it up by moving your hand or slowing it down by moving your hand, is an art form. And moving the fader at the same time, so you either get the full sound or the half sound of what you're holding on to. That is an art form. I still haven't cracked the code to it.
Listen, I
in
think
my 30 years of DJing.
Just knowing how to use an equalizer is an art form, because there's too many DJs out there that don't know how to use an equalizer. You know what I mean? But you know, going back to Dave's point, Dave, listen, when people know their music, it's only people who know their music that can do stuff like that. Transition from one song to another song via the lyrics. Come on, that's not an everyday thing. It's funny because I was talking about this just today with Mantis from Fat Controllers, and in fact I might save it because it kind of goes on to the next segment about our DJing influences. But there was one DJ who I will mention a little later. He done exactly the same thing, Dave. It's like, you remember True Fushnik? I am a true what? I am a true Fushnik. So he used to drop that, and then when Psycho Lords of the Underground came out, he then turned that into I am a true what? I am a true funky man. I'm a true what? And listen, when he used to do that stuff in clubs, yeah, and I'll mention his name later because he is one of my influences. You know what I mean? But you know, there's a quiet man in this chat that does this stuff for fun. He's sitting in the top left-hand corner on my screen anyway. Yeah, he does this stuff for fun all the time. You know what I mean? So frick, man, talk the things, because you do this stuff for fun, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Man. If you're talking about techniques, one of my techniques is I approach my sets like I'm doing a mixtape. So when I play, and a man said something to me before, and I was like, I hear what you're saying, but that's not me. Like, you know, I've been told, oh, you know, let them breathe, for me, it's like I know when it needs to breathe, but I know how I want to play it. To get me, and I'm approaching sets like I'm recording a mixtape. So you're gonna hear one of my sets, and obviously I don't do this all the time. It's not every genre, but if it's hip hop or hip hop R&B, you know, the two genres that I've kind of led more towards growing up. If it's that, I'm gonna give it in a way where it could be recorded and it's kind of like a unique set. So I'm going to do them. I'm going to use a little piece of a track, or just use the intro and loop it, and then drop this, because it's all interconnected. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how I. So if I've got a set, it's like that. Now, obviously, I can go out and play off the head if I want to, because I've got a grounding, you know, in music. So I can do that if I need to. But ultimately, if I'm doing a set, I'm approaching it like it's a mixtape, a product.
And do you record all your sets?
Yeah. So when I've put a set together, I've obviously got the track listing, thought about how I'm gonna mix them together. I'll just run through that, just freestyle it and record it. Usually listen to it in my car, or at night, and then go back and make any amendments.
Because that's the other thing I think as well, is that not only is it live DJing, but being able to put together a mixtape, listening back to your mixtape, listening back to your live sets, and thinking, oh, maybe I should have put that track in front of that track, or play that song instead of that song. Oh, wait there, no, I can play the acapella from this and the instrumental from that, and all of that is part of sculpting your creation, which makes it an art form.
Yeah,
your audio picture.
There you go.
Does.
That's it. And I think going back to that picture, that's what's missing now. You know, it's that individuality. So skipping all of that, from the technique straight to sync, I think you're removing your personality from.
I don't think they have time for it anymore, because they're doing what they're good at, which is promoting themselves on the gram, on the socials, on everything else. They play a different game, don't they? The newer DJs. You know what I mean? I'm in a group with 100 DJs, and you know, when it pops up, some of them literally say, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to get on the gram, do a fresh mix, keep it going, post up where I've been, take videos while I'm there, do all of that, cut it up, edit it, do it, put out a mix.
It's a lot, man.
It is. It is
It's a lot.
100%.
I mean, Kizzy Wizzy had a point here, which is they can't stand a predictable set, and they love a good mix and a surprise.
Right.
You know what? The thing
Right.
is, I just wish
Very
there
big
was.
put.
I wish there was, and I know there's a lot of them out there, but I wish there was so much more ravers out there like that, because you find a lot of the times you'll be playing out and people want to hear, you know, this tune you play all the time. I'm not even going to name any tunes, but then they want to hear this after. They want to hear this. But when you want to take a chance and play something different, which really is how it used to be for us, we'd go into the clubs and we'd play something that people had never heard before.
You were
And
the
they were
tastemaker.
open to it.
That's the difference. That's
Yeah,
what's
I mean,
happened.
It's like people aren't.
It's been switched. Carry on. sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just like
This-
the bulk of people aren't as open to new stuff as they were back in the day, or it seems that way. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's very
right.
kind of niche now. You know what I mean? To play new stuff, and people are willing to, you know, just let it go. Sometimes you can play a new tune that's banging; it will freeze your dance.
All right, so can I? There's 2 points there. Am I wrong in saying that there used to be, and let me know because there's other cities here as well, especially in London, there used to be overground and underground when it comes to parties.
Yeah.
Your overground party had all the top 40, all the major hits, or you can go there and know what you're getting. The underground raves literally were underground because they played different tracks.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's gone now. It's just a party. So you got to give the people what they want, and you are bound to just repeat and play what's
Yeah.
favourite.
Basically. Basically.
Whereas before, we used to know that we were going to Gas, Wag, you know what I mean, different
Listen.
places, and you know that you're going to hear something that is either, I just saw the video to that on MTV, I can't believe he's playing it in the club. Like, it's that fresh, it's that new, like that
point.
feeling of, oh my God, I saw the video last Saturday on your MTV Raps. I'm out on a Tuesday night and I'm hearing the same thing. This is nuts.
But you see, that point there of them having to see it first was a point of like, for me back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
It got
if
to that.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they'd seen it, it's like, I don't know this, I'm going to stand still. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know what, I can hear this is a good track. And they're making up their own mind. As in, if I heard
I
this
could
on
have-
radio, I heard this. Yeah.
No, I could have heard it on a certain DJ
Sure,
show
sure. Okay, cool,
and
cool.
blah, blah, blah as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they were shows that were specifically towards R&B, hip-hop, you know, and we can go through them, Commander B, Angie, so forth, whatever. You know, they promote certain songs, you know what I mean, on a weeknight, Thursday, whatever, Friday, or sometimes on a Saturday. But the feeling of being able 48 hours later to hear that from a DJ who's taking a risk, you know what I mean, and said, right, I'm going to play that. That tune's banging. That you know.
Or even
it's
buy
getting
it.
there.
That's the risk.
Yeah.
Because you
yeah.
probably bought it probably before
Yeah,
you've even
exactly.
seen it, or as you've seen it on MTV Raps or wherever it might be, whatever your source was. You're trusting your gut to say, I've got a limited budget here to go and buy music. I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust that one, and that one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a-
and
it was
and
a risk.
half the time you were right with your risk, and you'd play it, you won't get the right response, but 3 months later, all
That's
of a sudden,
right.
everyone's playing
Everybody's
this
on
tune
it.
that you started
Everybody's
playing
on
3
it.
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one for me was Fat Joe, Flow Joe. Yeah, I bought that early,
Yeah, straight.
and it was a slow tune. You know what I mean? It was a real slow tempo. And I remember I bought it, and there was a place we used to play in Dudley Clorton Community Centre. We used to have a couple of hip hop jams there, and I was nervous putting it on, you know, but I thought, nah, man, just trust your gut, man. I stopped the next track, played that one, and for a moment it was almost like, whoa, what is this? You know, because it just slowed everything down. But you know what I mean, that grimy, eerie sample, everyone kind of was like, okay. And then it
Then
ran off,
suddenly,
man.
bust it, check it, watch
Watch
how I
how I
wreck it,
wreck
and the
it.
place goes mad.
It rang off. It rang off. I have people to this day, yo, I remember when you played Fat
But you know, it's like the one thing I really miss is back in the day, and Butch, you can back me up on this because I know you used to do this as well. DJs were the ones that will bust tune, you know.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You
Not
were
radio,
tastemakers. Yeah, man.
DJs were the ones
Nope.
that will bust you.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, Butch, we've had this conversation many times. Ease back. How many times did we go Maximus? Yeah. Man would play a whole set of tunes, fresh tunes or remixes or whatever that you don't know, but my man would have this dance floor heaving.
Let me tell you something.
Seriously.
Heaving is not the word. There's no other warm-up DJ in the country, even to this day, I don't care what anyone say, that could touch that man playing music.
100%.
No one. There is no one. And
have we said his name yet?
Ease
DJ
back.
Ease Back.
Ease
DJ
back.
Ease Back.
Okay.
If you're out there or you're listening to this podcast or anyone that's listening to this podcast knows DJ Ease Back, I beg you, make sure to point him in this direction. Make sure he gets in touch with one of us, yeah?
Because
Baddest baddest warm-up DJ
listen, if
ever
you
heard
talk
in my
about
life.
DJ influences, he's definitely in there somewhere, because the reason why is I went to that club as a raver first for about a year, 2 years.
Yeah, snap.
And then because my cousin was in the Boogie Bunch and he played there, I went down there. So then I spoke to the promoter. The promoter brought me in because of where I was playing, but we'll get into that influence stuff later. And then I had the opportunity to DJ alongside this guy for 6 years. 6 years. And let me tell you something. I studied. I learned. Because the way he drove me mad on the other side of the decks, now I'm standing next to him, hosting for him, watching what he's doing and understanding the DNA of how to warm up a crowd, how to bring in tune. When I look at the little things like, wait a minute, that's on -4 and you're mixing it. You're doing what? How are you holding that mix for so long? And then bussing tune and, oh, where did you get that from? Oh, yeah, I got your copy. Bang, rare, yeah. Nuts. Absolutely not. But we'll get into all of that. I don't want to side speak. But
man.
he was one of the greatest. Breaking tune was standard for him without spoiling the main set. That was his art form. He could tear the club down, have a standing ovation, all the man then bowing down to him, giving him praises, and that's not the main DJ. The special guest is coming on.
Straight. 100%. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, when you said he's got a copy for you, that just reminded me how with vinyl you used to have the sleeve inside the sleeve at an angle.
Yeah.
So you had to remove
So your
it
two
from
copies
the thing,
don't rub
and then you have to
together.
remove it from the
Yeah.
thing before you even put it onto the turntable. Then get the needle, put it on, and then you might be like, actually, no, it doesn't go. Or the tempo is too fast. It doesn't. I'll be putting the tempo too high or too low. So no, I got to change it. Put that back into the sleeve, into the main sleeve, back into your record box. Flick. Okay, maybe that one. Okay, flick. Maybe that one. Okay, maybe. And all within that 3 minute time of the song playing.
Yeah, man.
It was pressure.
Pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say though, do we
Five
think in
records in
terms
the
of
sleeve.
a lot of what we're talking about now, it's kind of like almost nostalgic. Do we think accessibility to music has changed the audience? Because you're talking about breaking music and kind of you being in charge of the music for the evening. You never had people come up to you and say, "No, well, you probably did, but not as much as you do nowadays." But they just appreciated the fact that you're playing music, you just do your thing, and that's it. Where nowadays, I think because music is so accessible, has that changed the appreciation from the audience?
Of course it is. Of course it is. The playlist is the curse of any DJ. The playlist is the curse of any DJ, especially a playlist that's up to date, digital, and so forth. Because you're either behind the playlist. So everyone goes, "Oh look, this is out. Have you got this? This is out. This is out. This is out. Can you play little something? Little who? Which little is it? There's too many littles." You can fall behind that way, and then also as well, because people do. I don't know if you can see I'm delayed. They do this all the time. Yeah. When they're bored, they can do this. So they think they can walk up to you and just do that in front of your face.
Scrolling on the screen.
And just scroll and scroll and scroll. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Was it last week or whatever? Or I heard it. Like someone runs over and says, "Yeah, you're gonna play dancehall. You're gonna play dancehall," and they're not moving because they want you to play it now. They just think that you're instant. The psychology,
the intimidation,
personal jukebox.
Yeah,
intimidation.
We had that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my point. I just feel that because they're personally accessing music quicker and faster, when they go out for a night out, they might have a part of them might have that same mentality. Come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I want it now.
I think part of it may have something to do with the streaming. So Spotify will feed you songs, and they just take that as, oh, well, if Spotify can do it, anybody can do it. Not thinking about, okay, Spotify throws songs at you, but are they really coherent songs? Some of them may sound just like the song before, but would you really play those songs?
Yeah.
And I guess leading on to that, because there's so many songs on Spotify and anybody has access to them at any time, the whole thing about a release date is kind of gone away, because before the songs would get to the DJs and radio first. They'd play it for maybe a month or whatever.
That's why streaming was made up.
Date. Yeah. And now streaming, it's like everybody can access everything at any time.
And,
so
at the same time.
Who's your source? Once upon a time, it was just the DJs who would break the tunes. Like
it was just, and you were lucky if you was on that promo list. Yes. The promo list was the one. You know what I mean?
Now all they got to do is just stay up at midnight and just wait for the song to come.
Yeah.
But there's still a few promo lists that you can get on, and you may get something before it actually gets to Spotify. A few. There's not, there's not a whole lot. Or you can look for stuff on Bandcamp that doesn't necessarily get on streaming, or you can look on SoundCloud and get some stuff that people don't stream.
That's perfect for, that's perfect for a lot of people. But when you try and play those new, those different things in a club, like I said before, sometimes just playing something different can freeze your whole thing. There's only certain places that you can go out, and to be honest, it's like out of all the places I play at, I find One Nation is the only place where I can go and I can play anything and people will give it a chance.
Absolutely.
One Nation is the only place I can play like literally anything and people will give it a chance.
Because I played one of the flips when I was there the last time.
There you go.
And people were moving to it.
Yeah, straight. So it's yeah.
So the question is then, is the onus on us as a DJ, as the DJ, kind of?
I don't think we have that control anymore.
That's what I was going to say. Have we given it up?
We haven't given it up. It's been taken.
Yeah.
To quite a large extent, it's been taken.
Yeah.
And that is why people are running up to you in the middle of your set and doing this.
Pushing their phone in your face.
That's why.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand like how the heck that happened. How did that happen?
Industry change.
It's just life. It's just technology. It's just the way it is. But also as well, I'll tell you another thing is I think there's a club owners and bar owners, because their mind is more about the business and hitting numbers and making a point, only the few are worried about the culture. That's why you have long-running clubs like Ministry of Sound, so forth, and whatever, because they understand the music. You've got to let a DJ geek out. You've got to let a DJ bring what they bring to the table and allow them to build and grow, or a certain label has a sound and they bring that sound to your club and so forth. When it's chop in, chop out, whatever, it's play this. Oh, it's my cousin's birthday. Play that. Play this. Do that. Oh, don't forget the new one. Yeah. Oh, J Hustle's got that. Yeah, play that new J Hustle. Yeah, we like that. Yeah, do that.
I played that 5 minutes ago. Play it again.
Yeah, play it again. Yeah, my mates just
I missed it. I was in the bathroom.
Yeah. There's no... the DJs haven't... Where I was trying to get to is that I don't think the DJs have allowed to keep the club culture about I'm in control, I'm here for you, but I'm in control. It's me doing it for you. Yeah? I don't mind taking requests because I've got many a time. Like I can name a handful of times where I'm searching. My mind's not 100%. Someone's just tapped me on the shoulder and gone, "Oh, what about Dr. Dre?" Da da da. Oh my God, what a lifesaver! And I've gone in, put the Dr. Dre on, and it has got 2 reloads because of what my man's tapped me and done. Don't get it twisted. I like crowd reaction, and some of the crowd get it right. But look what I said. They were in sync with the night. They were having a vibe. They came over. You know what I mean? That's the culture. That's what it is. If you can allow to do that, that's fine. Shoving your phone in my face is not the thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be a doorman. A doorman go, "Blood, bust that tune from that guy again," and you go, "Oh yeah, remember that one." And you know what I mean? It could be just a simple request, but it could take you on a next 15-minute run because someone's in tune with you. But as I said, I just think there's a disassociation between allowing the DJ to create a culture, a mood, and letting them build that and let people work with it.
I agree.
So here's a question. So how do you guys approach people asking for certain songs? It may not fit into your set at the time. How do you deal with it? Do you entertain it, or you just say yeah, knowing you ain't never gonna play it?
I think that's my default. Like yeah. That's kind of my default. Yeah. Or there's times where unless they're really kind of demanding and kind of yo kind of shoulder tapping. If it's more of a trying to get your attention, I'm focused. I'm working, and I'll just you know what I mean. I'll just like no, I can't do that right now. I'm working.
I don't want a bad word to go around, so I will listen to your request. If your request is on the money, I'm gonna show you that love, innit? Like raw, go on, that's a good shout, But if you're way off and I have to be polite, if my brain's on point, I will say there's 7 requests before you. I'll try and fit it in, which is not saying no, but they don't know where their request is gonna come. It could be all another hour before I'm playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's another side to me. If I know, like, I literally have no time, I just say yes and forget about it. Never say no.
It's true. It's true. I agree.
I think it depends on where you're playing as well.
Yeah, because a lot of the times I won't have what they're asking for, because I'm just not. I don't have many of the songs that are mainstream.
So then they go. So have you got YouTube? You
Nah.
got YouTube on your computer.
That was these days. This is it. Can you plug my phone in?
Yeah.
But there was a time I was playing in Corks, I think it was, and the DJ after me was late, and I was just playing tunes. And the guy was like, enjoy it. He came up to me and says, "Can you play Cheryl Cole?" I was like,
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, I'm not sure if I have that one. No, I don't have it. I'm not sure if I have that one. And then he put £10 on the desk. It was like, yeah, man, play it. I was like, nah, sorry, I don't have it. And he's like, keep the £10 anyway. It's a strange one.
Yeah. It is different. I mean, yeah, shout out Kizzy Wizzy. Big up Dr. Psycho, man. Straight up. But when I hit that situation, it depends, because I find I get requests at weird times. So I might have just started playing a hip hop set and someone will come and ask me for R&B, and I'm just like, obviously you can hear I've just transitioned into something. You're gonna have to wait. You know what I mean? It's like Butch said. I'll take it into consideration, but there are some tunes you need to understand. There's a timing. There's a road that we're going down, and you need to allow me to walk down this road and cater for the other 465 people in the club as well.
Can I? You just hit a point there. Anyone in the chat quickly before we move over? Can you tell when a DJ cares about the crowd or not? That's what I want to know. Like, have you been in the club and you could just go, "He's not playing for us," or "Where's he going?" or "She going?" Where are they going? What are they doing? Can you actually tell? Are you actually aware? If there's anyone in the chat that's open to say so, please do.
We've got Michibu saying yes. UK Web Boy, and Yes You Can, Learning J's, yes.
Everyone
Kizzy
that's
Wizzy,
answered
Yes You
so
Can
far,
Tell.
they're people that like these are people that I know their ish. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Because
You
then
see what I'm
this is
saying?
this is what I'm trying to think. I'm also trying to think: is there a certain acceptance of how can I say it? What's the polite way, grown folks? What's the polite way? Poor workmanship. Yes, I got it. Is there a level of poor workmanship from the DJ that I have to be polite in it? That they can understand straight away. Do you understand what I mean? I just want to know if it's something that they do, and you know, if they go up and request a song, do they go up and say, "Here, what, mate? I think you're losing it." You know, try and keep the crowd, because you know, I put my hands up. It's happened to me in certain situations. Certain people come out, oh, we don't like too much of that or this or that. Could you play a bit of this, that? And as soon as I listened to the one guy, got them. It wasn't my area. Wasn't my thing. You know what I
There's
mean?
also the flip of that though, where they're saying, "Oh, you're losing the crowd," but you look in front of you and everyone's having a great time.
And that's
You know what
my
I mean?
barometer.
But that
There's
one
that,
person
yeah.
in particular
Yeah.
doesn't like, and they try to use the crowd, which happens to be dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, as their backup to say
They're just the
this
loudest
isn't
person
working.
in the crowd. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's your gauge, innit? Your gauge is like, are those people in my nearest vicinity, are they having a good time? Because if they're gonna come to the front and say, yeah, man, we're gonna shock out with the DJ, that's kind of your barometer of what else is going on. You know what I mean? So as long as they're happy, if they turn and give you the look like to say, yo, come on, you know, then you probably switch it up.
It's
But
so interesting.
Oh, look at what Mitchie said. Now this is, and that's recently, you know.
yeah.
That is actually recently. I was out recently. The DJ asked the crowd what they wanted. Everyone said R&B. Then he played Bashman. The place emptied, donutted.
He should have never asked a question
Why
if
did
he
he
wasn't going to.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Why?
that's suicidal.
But
Some have sex and
Kizzy
stuff,
hit it there. Kizzy hit it there. There are quite a lot of DJs. They will sit there and plan their whole set.
Yes.
I don't believe you can plan your whole set because
You can.
I don't think you can. I don't think you
I'm
can.
not saying
when
it's
I go
good.
out,
I'm
no,
not
I
saying
mean,
it's good.
bro.
I'm not saying
You
it's
see,
good.
when I play out, I plan my first 2 tunes, and I do that when I'm in the venue and I can see what's in front of me.
Yep,
you know what I
facts.
mean. But there are certain DJs. It's like their whole 60 minutes, 40, whatever it is,
It's
they
a
will plan
routine.
their whole set and they will not divert from that set.
Deviate from it.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? But you can't do that. You can only play to what's in front of you. Hence why a lot of us will only, you know, plan our first 1, 2, 3 tunes. You know what I mean? Because then you go by what's in front of you. You know what I mean?
That used to be right when I was in my sound Smooth Connection. That we're whipping it up to Liverpool. We ain't played there. We don't know the club. Rare. We know we're getting in there about an hour before, so we know we have to listen to the DJ. But just for fun, the 3-4 of us will be like, what? MOP into lean back into thingy. Nah. Let's go Buster into da-da-da. So we'll be cracking joke thinking about the first 4, like you say, 4 or 5 songs.
The first few.
We get there. As soon as we walk through the door, he plays all 5 of them.
Yep. And that is why I never plan sets, because you just never know what's going to happen, and you have to work it out from what's in front of you.
I create playlists. Now I have a playlist with about 4 or 5 hours worth of songs, so that I have a variety to choose from. But to do have a whole set planned out, nah.
See me, I'll have a whole set planned out, but the way I look at it, it's like my brain kind of functions like it's conditional logic. So I know the sets from start to finish. I know how it goes and how it should go, if it was played in full. But there's times where, let's say, I'll start with the first 3 tunes and realize, okay, that's not hitting how I thought it would. Boom, you know what I mean? Go to that next department over there, then miss out these ones and jump in there. And you might play 3 or 4 tunes out of that section. It's still part of the set, but you've missed out a couple tracks that you probably would have played if you had the chance to play the full set. So you
That's
basically
different,
adjust
though.
it.
Wow,
that's different. Some
that's-
people won't deviate from their sets.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. With,
They'll go
you know
down
what
like
I
the
mean? Whereas
Titanic with it.
you have your playlist, and you will recognize something, and you'll notice.
adjust.
Okay, I need to turn right here, but if I go up the road a little bit and turn left, I'll jump straight back onto my playlist and carry on.
Boom.
Some
That's
people won't deviate from their playlist.
Yeah.
You understand, and that's where a lot of the problem stems, I think.
But then isn't that part of the art form what we're talking about? Being able to be that flexible, go out
Yeah.
and come back in seamlessly without
Exactly.
even anyone knowing.
That's exactly it.
That's
That's
it.
exactly it. You know what I mean?
How
The
do you think
problem is
we've
when
all
you
got. Go on.
No, I was gonna say the problem is when you've got that playlist and you've lost your crowd and you're not prepared to move from that place. Then what happens?
Yeah.
Then what
might as
happens?
well-
You
might as
need
well
to
just
be
play on
able
the
to
radio, or just record a mixtape and put it out then.
exactly.
And who likes
Exactly.
it, likes it, who don't.
You need to be able to deviate and come back to what you was originally doing, because you know what? Maybe your plan was right, but maybe the timing isn't, and the timing is everything when it comes to this.
Yeah.
When you're playing
So
music, timing
I
is everything.
think I personally feel that certain DJs who think they're open format ain't really open format. they're not they can't ring it. They can't. They've got they
not
they
deep enough.
literally they literally got their R&B box with the 5, 7, 8, 9 R&B songs that are current and they know and whatever. So if
And
they
you
go
hear
in
it
there,
every
they're gonna
set.
play. And you hear it. I can't do that.
You hear it every
I can't do that. I know 52 weeks what I've played the week before. So if I'm going into a residency the next week, I know exactly what I played the week before. Without even looking at the list, I know what I played in order of what I've done. So I can't go there and play the same thing in the same order. So like if I've played Essence and all of that this week, you might not hear it the next week. And that was my thing about my student night. People will write up to me, "Oh, you never played this, you never played that." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're gonna do it next week." "All right, yes, big man. Yeah, calm." And then next week when I play it, they appreciate it. And that's the thing that got me. Where's the award? Where's the little award? Oh, that's what got me one of these. As a student recognized external student DJ award, because the university recognized my night as one of the external nights for exactly for that, for R&B and hip hop and a student night that was attached to a university, and I got awarded for it because
And the winner of
because
Prestigious.
even the student union had to recognize they couldn't put on a party, they couldn't beat my night. They couldn't beat my night. My night was hard. It was hard. But anyway, let's go on.
Say good evening to Platts Pro.
And
His
happy
birthday
birthday.
this weekend.
My brother Platts, happy
blessings.
birthday, Platts.
Salute.
Yes,
Platts,
Raise a glass,
I'm
raise a glass.
raising a super malt to you, bruv. There you go. Happy birthday, fam.
Oh, is it birthday week this weekend? What, weekend gone? Weekend coming?
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was his birthday.
Cheers.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, brother.
Cheers, my brother.
Salute Platts. You know what we forgot to do, grown folks? We forgot to share the news and the link related to the news.
Ah, yes.
I'll just quickly say that I'll grab the link now.
Okay. And I'll talk about what's going on. So we, as a team, a group of 7 DJs, 7 brothers, we have entered into the UK Podcast Awards.
What?
Now, yeah, so we're in there, and what we need you guys to do is we need you to go and vote. So the link is going to be put up, and it's for the listeners to choose or vote for the podcast of their choice. So we know you guys love us. We love you too. And if you could go to the link and vote for this podcast, we greatly appreciate it. Now, the awards, I believe, are in September, but this will help us a great way in becoming recognized as a new podcast. So the UK Podcast Awards is an opportunity for us to enter it. So we entered it. We sent in some clips of what we've been doing. We told them some of the topics that we discuss, and we've been entered into this contest. So if you guys could use the link, Go and vote for this podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell the baker, tell the butcher, tell the candlestick maker about this awards and what we're doing. We really appreciate it. So choose the link. Go and help us out. We'd appreciate it. Much love to you all.
Please.
If you're listening back, it's www.britishpodcastawards.com. That's britishpodcastawards.com.
And this is for Listener's Choice
That's it.
Awards.
Take the
Vote
link,
is now open.
save it in your notes, and then share it with everybody. So you can't say, oh, wait, I ain't got the logo. Make sure you save the link on a notepad or on a WhatsApp to someone that you know, and you can find the link, and you share, and you send it. Please. Please, 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 please.
You know what? Big shout out to Grown Folks as well for pushing through with that. Because
Indeed.
We all did it together. Everything we do here is,
Yeah,
a
man.
joint effort.
but in terms of the whole application process and that, you
Oh,
drove
yeah,
that,
yeah.
you drove
Thanks.
that. So yeah, man, respect. So yeah, man, go and vote, man. It's a listener's choice vote, and obviously, I think you know what? I don't know of any other. There probably is, but not that I listen to any other live podcast that interacts with its audience like this. So this listener's choice vote really is kind of bang on for us. Do you get me? Whatever category we're under, you know what I mean? This is it's on brand.
Yeah, man,
Because-
you lot have been special to us, man.
Yeah, man.
So please,
Of what?
yeah, man, just hit that button. Tell a friend just to hit the button and go on, please.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be recognised, as we're on our way up.
Yeah.
And Platts Pro said, and they ain't got flips.
Yeah, they don't.
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't. They don't. As I said to you before, we make man start rapping on their own podcast and everything. Yeah, you know how much people have redone their intros to their podcast recently. Oh, my
Are you
God.
serious?
I am serious.
Whoa.
I am serious. I've seen people re-strip their thing, put beats on it, standing up, doing their thing, smiling
No,
and everything. I'm
no.
telling you, I really am telling you. And the thing about it is we don't even share it out that much, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all
Evidently,
right.
we don't need to because somebody's watching you.
But summertime next month or July, let's
man.
push out the video again.
The
Show
new single's
people.
coming very soon.
What?
Oh,
The new Real Soundcheck single.
What?
well, next is it not next Monday, but Monday after
Summer
next
banger.
is Music Monday. So that's something to think about,
All right.
isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well,
As we move.
What's up, people? This is your boy Omar saying you're watching the Real Soundcheck Podcast.
Now think about it. How many podcasts have Omar, Junior Giscombe, and Carl McIntosh from Loose Ends validating their podcast? Come on, man.
And a
Come
dub plate,
on,
and a dub plate as well. Huh?
Come on, man. Cut it out.
Where's Butch gone?
Not too sure, and I
Oh,
think
no,
we
he's
might
coming.
need to find out or
There
find
you
an actual link directly to the voting because people are saying they can't find it at the moment. But we'll check that
Yeah.
out and get that
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to you.
It's early days, isn't it? Because the voting is open
Yeah.
until September?
September, probably. I think the awards are in September. So, guys, we got to keep September open so we can go to the awards. Pick up our shit.
All right, I think this might
We
be-
can't be late.
That's right.
8:30.
Platts, bro.
Because if we're late, we might end up needing tissues.
Platts, bro. If we've timed it right, September could be 50. No, 100.
Ah.
Is
No,
it
50.
No, 100.
50. 50,
50.
isn't
It
it?
won't be 100. It won't be.
No.
Yeah, it'd be 50.
Yeah. I think we did talk about that. I think September is 50. Right, like around the 11th or something.
So you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Yes, yes.
Right, it's almost 10:30, and we've got it's not really an additional topic. It's just an extension of the last topic, I think, which was about influences. So it's one thing for us to just sit here and talk about us DJing, etc., and where we're at now. But I want to hear my brothers talk about who their influences are. We've all had our own journeys. We've been influenced at different stages of the journey. Like, who got you into DJing? Who, kind of propelled you? Where are those milestones and who are they related to? So that's the question.
Well, I can go first.
Please do, brother.
So when I was growing up, there was a famous voice in Washington, D.C. His name was Mr. C, and he was a DJ. A couple of years ago, I went back to D.C. and I was able to actually meet Mr. C. Now, I was a little kid when Mr. C was DJing and stuff, but he was so smooth and cool with it. It was like, man, this guy, he's legendary. His voice is legendary. Yeah. So he was a big influence on me because of the way he presented himself and all that kind of stuff. Also,
what age are we talking about here, folks? How old would you say you were?
Oh, I was probably about 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 or 10. Yeah. And he was the voice that was used for the commercials as well as, doing his DJing. So one of the things that got me into, and one of the things that I was saying earlier during our sound check is I don't really consider myself a DJ. I do respect the art form of DJing, the things that you guys do, mixing and blending and all that kind of stuff. Definitely an art form, and I really, respect it and appreciate it. I think of myself more as a selector of songs. I know what
which
songs.
Which is the biggest component of being a DJ.
Well, appreciate that, my brother.
So,
yeah. So then I started doing some radio stuff. But the DJ that influenced me the most as far as seeing how it's done properly is DJ Croc. Seeing him work and do what he does. He was the first DJ that I really started to study and see what he did and how he did it. I can't do it, but that was a big influence on how he moved the crowd. So that's where I come from.
Straight.
Yeah. Oh. Salute, Croc.
Look at that.
Boy, can I peel off some names? Because I got a few.
Go.
And I'll try and give them in order.
Talk the ting.
And I'm gonna put up 2 fingers because I think you might.
Well, the first two, the two who really got me into DJing are Shorty Blitz and Big Ted. Yeah, they're the two who first got me into DJing. We go to DJ Swing, rest in peace. Dr. Psycho, rest in peace. Gosh, who do we go from there? I think I'd have to say they were my mains. Shorty Blitz, Big Ted in particular, because the mix I was talking about earlier on, that was the Fushnikins Lords of the Underground thing. That was Big Ted who did that. And that was the day I decided I wanted to be a DJ. When I saw him do that, you know what I mean? And I was working in a record shop with Big Ted, and from that day, the shop closed. I remember I stayed in that shop for about 4 hours after we closed, just trying to figure out how to DJ. So I remember I kept asking them to teach me, and they wouldn't teach me, which is probably the best thing they ever done for me, because it left me to teach myself. You know what I mean? DJ Swing, the respect I got for this man is ridiculous. He gave me my first ever booking, my first ever play out, which was in Gas Club. I won't go into the story, but it was literally a case of we were all in Gas Club. Butch, I'm sure you were there that day. And Mad P must have called me to the booth. DJ Swing opened the booth door. He looked at me and he said, "Your time," and he stepped out the booth. And that was the first time I ever played music in a club, big central London. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's...
So how old were you then?
Maybe I was 17, 16, 17, maybe. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was 92. Okay. Yeah, it was 92. So I was 16, I think. I think I was 17, actually. So it was 92, 93. Yeah. obviously Rampage. Gosh, I've been around so many DJs, so many influential DJs. Rampage, Boogie Bunch, obviously Mr. Cassidy in the chat, you guys, and to follow up with grown folks, DJ Croc, man, because he is the one DJ out there to this day that keeps me on my toes and makes me keep shit honest. Seriously, you know what I mean? Francis Mantis, Fat Controllers, I hope you're listening. Big up yourself, my bro. We were chatting earlier on. I can keep going on. There are so many DJs, but the ones that I've mentioned are the pivotal ones, most definitely. Dr. Psycho, DJ Swing. Both of you, man. Rest in peace, man. Seriously. I learned some amazing lessons from those two gentlemen. You know what I mean? So I'll leave it at that for now. If there's time, I might come back to some more. But yeah, whoever wants to go up, go through, man. And good evening, Simone.
Yes, Simone.
Evening.
And Miffy Moments as well.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Shout out to Simone and Miffy. Simone, you've been busy lately.
Very busy.
Yeah, I was just going to say as well, a few you'll see in the chats, we need to just go back and check all the links and everything are working correctly for the voting, but we'll update you all next week on that. A few people said they're having trouble with the voting link, so we'll check all that and update you. But like I said, it's open for a while anyway. So we've got
when we get a final link, we'll put it in the link tree as well, and then let everybody.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be a good shout.
Yeah.
Right, influences, Dave. I want to hear your influences.
So I think for me it was mainly a DJ by the name of Steve Clark on Choice FM.
Oh, don't lie, not Clarky. Are you nuts?
Yeah.
I played alongside Clarky for about 3-4 years, blood.
Nice. Yeah. It was on the sort of DJing side in terms of playing songs that not everybody else is playing, but the tunes sound good. It was his show that I was always looking into, and got inspired to be like, why no one else playing these songs? So that was major influence.
Oh man, I haven't seen him in ages. Sorry, go on.
No, that's cool, man. And then on the presenting side, I think it was the Lady of Soul. Also on Choice FM, which encouraged me to have a certain style when I started to do radio. When I did a couple of weeks of radio training just to get the basics down and understanding how radio works and everything. But I think sort of subconsciously, I wanted to have the same professionalism as Lady of Soul. So those are the two main. And then it wasn't necessarily a DJ that we know, but a friend of mine called Ian, he had turntables set up, and I had ideas in my head of certain things. He had loads of records, so it was there where I was learning how to put records on and cue them up and bring them and mix them and stuff like that. So salute to Ian. Thanks very much for that. Those are the early influences on me becoming a DJ. I don't even know where the idea first popped into my head of wanting to be able to mix tracks and be in front of a crowd, because I'm a shy guy by nature. So when I did my first set, I spent the first 5 minutes just with my head down, not even looking at the crowd. And I played the next track, and the next track didn't even look at the crowd. And about half an hour later, I lifted up my head up, and everyone's kind of jamming. Even a friend of mine who doesn't dance, I see him there in the middle of the dance floor doing this thing. So I can't think of the first time that I thought, okay, mixed DJing was a thing for me. But I do remember doing a tape that I called Talk Time, where I pretended to be the radio host and the people calling in.
Do you still have that?
I bet you do.
think
He's
'cause I
got that.
That means
He's got
yes.
it
He's got
tucked
it.
away
He's got it.
somewhere.
That means yes.
In a drawer, in a box, in a drawer.
If it was no, it'd be straight no. He's got it put down.
Exactly.
Wrapped in cotton wool. It's wrapped in
Like,
cotton wool.
Might just. That was exactly where it is, you know. It's right there.
Oh, let me
It's
just
funny.
see. Let me just check.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Because actually at my feet is an old drawer, and in that is a whole heap of TDKs.
See, I told you.
Wow.
But I've been meaning to transfer them to digitally and then upload
Yeah,
them, 'cause
I've
some of
got
them
to
are
do the
mixes and stuff.
same.
And it's
Yeah, man.
So have a lot of you guys still got TDK mixtapes?
Yes.
From,
Yes.
Of your own from back in the day?
Yes.
Like, yes.
I ain't got
There's
not one, you know.
Not one.
Are you
oh,
mad?
man.
You know how much house dances and what? I got
on.
beer
I've got
tapes.
about 4 or 5 carrier bags, about 3 shoe boxes. I've got
If
All-
ever
all
we
with the
were
tabs
able
broken
to
off.
record a house party, we would record the house party on tape.
Yeah.
Right.
We did it.
I've got loads of mini disc and all that as well, man.
Oh, mini
Oh
disc.
wow, mini discs.
Yeah, I've got some raves on mini disc, some proper.
Sit there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah,
And the
man.
thing is, as well, there's one that I did, and because it was an ex who was going to have a party in another country, and asked me to do a tape for them. So I did the tape. Then she went over, played it, and it's like people were jamming to it on the beach and stuff. But I'm not even there. And I thought, okay, that's a good one that I can use as a tape. Did I get the tape back?
No sir. No sir.
That probably played till it pops, man.
What?
That played till it pops, mate.
Legend has it. That nightclub still plays it to this day.
If you listen closely.
They've been looking for years, Dave. They've never found you.
Yeah, mate. I've got a bag of tapes I need to convert, man.
I've had
This
people
is
send
it.
me photos of them with my stuff. Like, yo, look, I got a TDK picture of your cassettes. I ain't got none of my old mixtapes. Nothing.
Wow.
Because you used to have the, what's it called? The tape to tape recorder.
Yeah,
You
Yes.
could dub them.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
you-
wow, yeah.
And then you had the high speed one where it's like
That was the height
the,
of technology. That was the height of technology. What you
Times
talking about?
2.
Who used to make X Bass again? Was it Sharp? The X Bass.
Yeah.
X Base.
So you remember it had like the
so.
double cassette. It would come out and drop down. It had the double.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
slots
yeah,
for two
yeah,
cassettes.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So it had,
yes.
it had the one side by side.
Techniques. Techniques, wasn't
Was
it?
it Techniques?
Techniques.
I don't. The one I knew is it was they had an X Bass
And you
a
put the
Mega
two
Bass.
tapes back right
They
in
were
top
back
of
to
each
back.
other,
Yeah, man.
and it
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it said, I swear
Yeah.
it was Techniques or Sony.
Okay. Yeah, the one I remember. Big Tech had one as well. So there was like a time where Ghetto Blasters were the thing. You get me? And
Yeah.
man got Ghetto Blasters for Christmas. I remember Tech had the Mega Bass or the X Bass, one of the two, and it would drop out, and you could put the two tapes in back to back, and then obviously from there
Them
you can
ones.
And
dub.
the boombox
And it had auto reverse as well.
AAA, 50 AA batteries.
You get me?
50D batteries.
20D Energizer.
Big money.
What you say
with
about
Dolby
mama?
noise reduction.
That button never really worked.
Listen, Dolby was a thing, you know. Listen,
Dolby noise
without
reduction.
Dolby,
Oh yeah, to stop the
that
hits.
Dolby is gone.
Yeah.
Dolby was the lick.
When
mate.
I
Come on.
realized what that button did, oh my god.
That's when you never had an EQ on your
Yeah.
on your set. That's why you needed that, because you could have just touched the top down a little bit, really. the little 3-band EQ.
That's
In
it.
it, in it. Oh gosh.
Yeah, man.
And then when you had the money, if you did ever have the money, I know people were buying metal tapes. I never had to be able to get them the metal tapes.
I
You
got
had
one.
Chrome,
The chrome.
standard chrome,
yeah.
and then metal.
You know what I used to love, and I just thought it was amazing? The Maxwell commercial, the advert where the guy's sitting in the chair, and he turns the stereo on, and it kind of blows him out of the chair. Oh, that Maxell commercial was just amazing. Oh,
No, you're making me think of it wasn't for cassette tapes, it was for
You're thinking of
videotapes.
Scott, aren't you?
Re-record,
Re-record,
don't
not
forget.
fade
Fade
away.
away.
I knew it.
With a skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Scotch man, yeah.
Imagine a man dead before the tape bus.
Listen.
My man died, was a skeleton, a dry bone
Innit?
skeleton. The tape still going strong.
Boy, this is a whole nother lane, boy.
Yeah. All right, influences. I'm going to share a few. In terms of who got me into DJing, there was kind of a period where everything happened all at the same time. Obviously, my dad used to play sound back in the day, so that was always there. But there's three main people. So one of them was Terminator X from Public Enemy. One of them was my friend Marvin Brown, who was actually never really a DJ, but those that know him, he was good at everything. And then the other one was a DJ from Wolverhampton called Pilgrim. So Pilgrim is, when I first found out about Pilgrim, he played a bit of everything, but mainly hip hop. But then he went into, like, as time went on, he went into more like the rave scene and started playing jungle and drum and bass and made his whole path in that world. But when I first knew of him, he was the first man to hand me a mixtape that he made for me. Do you get what I'm saying? I was probably about 12, 13 at the time. And I asked him, I said, yo, make me a mixtape. I knew he was a DJ. I said, yo, I want a mixtape. And then a week later he come and give me the mixtape, and I sat down and listened to it. And yeah, man, I said, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to create something I can give to someone. Do you get me? So yeah, there was that. There was Terminator X. My friend Marvin, he got me into pause mixing. You know, again, like you said, with the double cassettes. You know what I mean? He showed me how to pause mix, and from that, my mind was blown. That you could just take a loop off a cassette, record it, take it back, record another piece, take it back, and just keep doing that and get a whole loop. So now you've got an instrumental like rah. And then we kind of started doing like little intricate ones, so obviously changing the cassettes, switch it over, dropping different pieces, so literally making mixtapes on cassettes. So Marvin got me into that, and then obviously Terminator X through Public Enemy. Just watching him speak with his hands.
I bet it was when he done that Flash Gordon thing, wasn't it?
Of course. Of course. I'm sure I played it on. I played it this week, didn't I?
That. Yeah, he murdered that though. I remember the first time I heard that, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the whole song about your DJ, I was like, that's what I want to do.
In it,
so.
it's true.
And then as time went on, so that's what kind of got me into it. I got to send a shout out to Kid Capri. You know what I mean? When I remember there was a time, it was on one of the YoMTV raps, and it was more about the DJ this time, and they were following Kid Capri. Now, he was in a record shop somewhere, and he had a deck set up, and just watching someone DJ at that level, like, obviously I'd heard it before, but I'd never really seen it. A guy using the two copies and mixing back to back. And that was the first time I seen it, and I was like, oh, okay. Because when you hear it, you don't necessarily know how they're doing it. Is it a remix? Is it, you know, what are we doing here? And that was the first time I seen the whole two copy thing with my own eyes, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay. And that just opened, that kind of opened a new world for me. And then in around 97, 98, I was introduced to turntablism. So there was an up-and-coming DJ who was in and around my circle, and he went heavy into turntablism. He'd borrow the videos offline, the scratch pickles and all that kind of stuff, get all them turntable TV videos, and that just opened up a whole other world. Like, rah, like I thought, because I come from sound system, so you know what I mean, I thought I was good doing what I did. When I seen these guys, I was like, rah, this is the next level now.
It's whole different level. Yeah. First time you see that, it's different.
Yeah, man.
It's
yeah.
like,
you ain't playing, and that was kind of like another element of DJing, where there's usually some conflict as well, because they ain't playing for the crowd too tough, really. They're man are doing a set. It's a routine.
Yeah.
You know, they've got 5 minutes. Boom, do your routine, and it's competitive. So they're playing to take out another DJ. You know what I mean? So even that, there's like that element opens another door. There's some people who have been able to make a transition, because there's some turntablists who go into DJing and it's like, yeah, I can tell you're a turntablist, you know, really for the
Facts.
people. You know what I mean? I think Thing he made a good transition, because I knew Thing through going to the DMCs and all them kind of turntablist competitions. So to see him transition out to be able to play, you know, 3 hours, 2 hours, and it's nothing. You know what I mean? He's got a good balance of the tricks and the juggles.
Yeah, he's dope.
But he's got a solid, he's got a solid grounding in good music.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah.
You've reminded me of a couple of things. In terms of, I did remember doing tapes off of Yo MTV Raps. So I'd record Yo MTV Raps
Cassettes or videos? Okay,
I record the videos, but then I record the video onto cassette.
Okay.
The audio, and I do pause button mixes where that you just read. So you pause it, get the next track on video, load it up and whatnot, get to where it's going to be, and then unleash it at the right time.
Yeah, man.
And you know, some people play the tape think I got a mixer, but I'm just trying to. I want the timing to be nice.
Yeah,
that was probably my first introduction.
Then there was the budget version of that, weren't there? When you was listening to the radio and you try and stop it before the guy started talking.
Yeah, you're like,
I got tapes upon tapes upon tapes upon tapes.
Wow.
But that's going to be part of my thing when I talk. Anyway.
I knew a guy one time, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember him telling me that he used to record music on his Betamax because it was better sound quality.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, back in the day, before there was laptops and all that, they recorded onto ADATs, and they were just videotapes.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously the bigger the tape, the better the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the one, mate.
Yeah, those ADATs, yo, they were expensive, man.
Butch.
So Butch, come
What
then,
were you
man.
saying, man?
Where do I start?
At the beginning.
At
the beginning.
At the beginning. If I have to go there, I would have to big up first and foremost my uncles. My uncles, Sid and Andrew. I have to big them up because, and my grandfather, may he rest in peace, because in our community, we're from a lovely little small island called St. Kitts. My granddad, when he landed, used to put on the community events for all the Kittitians to come past. And he was the man that, you know, when you want something in the community, you asked him whatever. He had the sound system. Right. So his two sons played on his sound system for the local community. I'm tiny. I don't know about all of this. All I know is that the end of year party used to be held at my grandparents' house. So every Christmas, all I can remember is the party's on. So we're round at my granny's house. There's about 40, 50 people in this big living room. Tune is running till 1 o'clock in the morning. And you know, you're young, you're running around, give you some cake, yeah, food, yeah, running around, yeah, doing your stuff. But then at one point in the night, I'm not sleeping. I'm standing up right next to the decks. And I'm looking at my uncle. And I'm watching this sea of people singing. I'm like, what are they doing? So then I'm looking at the records, looking at him, looking at stuff. You know when you're wrong, you put your finger on the deck and it happens to be the one that's playing. So you get a little telling off. Right. And then I come back later and I'm looking again and I'm doing it. So they're the first ones. Radio wise, I learnt a lot from Max and Dave. I've got over about 30 tapes, and one of the first times I remember this the other day. One of my first times actually DJing is at a roller disco in the summer holidays from the tapes from Max and Dave's show. So because I've written down the songs and the seconds on each tape, I can play the song forward, play the song. Everyone will skate around, stop. Have the other one forward, stop, play. So I had little tape boxes, and I can start and stop and play on each one for the disco. And
So,
then
sorry,
that was
you were DJing off 2 cassettes.
2 cassettes in a you know
In a
like
roller-
a you know like a gym that you can roller skate in,
Yeah,
like
like
massive.
like a community hall kind of
like
thing.
in a sports center.
Yeah, okay.
And they had a little tape deck, and they had 2 of them, and I'll push one in, and I'll be able to forward because I had the timestamps and whatever. That's why I can't skate, because everyone else was doing that. They didn't want to put on the radio because it wouldn't play everything. So I was the one with the tapes.
Wow.
So every Friday, I was the guy with the tape, the guy with the tape, the guy with the tape. And then I learned how to do what Dave was saying, which is put all the big songs on one tape. Do you get what I'm saying? So then I can go and have fun. But still, I was around the music all the time. Then school discos went on, and there was other people, so forth. But I think if I have to like really throw it out, I carried Psycho's boxes. This is Dr. Psycho. I had the fortunate opportunity of carrying his boxes when I got to know him, and him taking me to mad different playouts and clubs and stuff like that. The hustle and the energy of this guy has left a mark on me, like to this day. It has, because it's not just the. He was bold about it. He said, he wouldn't care what you've played. He could actually go into a club, play exactly what you've played, but just have a different twist to it. And from his point of view, it is better. And
It was better.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but that's how it was. So even when I was with him, I doubted it. I was like, but he's just played Bashment. Why are you going to go in and play Bashment for? I'm young. I'm still learning. I'm still, out here doing. Don't get it twisted. I've got my gigs, and I'm doing my stuff on the under 18 circuit, but I'm going out with him into the city and him playing like these different type of stuff. So by Friday night, I'm doing my under 18s, but Saturday night, I'm with him in Uptown doing his thing, moving around different clubs. And yeah, I have to pay homage to him. I have to pay homage to the sound system culture of Northwest London. I have to, just on a whole, all of the sounds you can think of, because the house party scene was big back in the late 80s, going on 90s. And
Give us a few names.
Obviously Studio Express. Who else?
Salute Tallman Brian as well. He says,
"Oh, is he there?" Tallman. There's another brother who knows.
Tallman.
Salute.
Who else is there? Rough Cut Sound. There was Remy and Beanie Man, Remy Martin, and all of them. Everyone off of Unique FM. There was so much DJs from that house party circuit. The sound systems I can keep going on. Bullion. There's so many different sounds, because that was the thing. It was Saturday night. Who's got the yard? Who's got the house? Let's go. And then I started learning, because I moved in Stonebridge a lot, that, you don't get to party at 12 o'clock. You get to party at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Because that's when the sound is already set up and running and whatever. But then you learn the culture of, that's when people turn up and warm in the dance, and how to, just automatically collecting rare groove. I'm coming out of this house party at 7 o'clock in the morning singing songs that I've never heard of before. And I'm going to the record shop in the week, because I want, the ones that I remember, and trying to find them. Club DJs, when I got my residency in Zenith's Park Royal, which was like 2,000 to 3,000 people every Tuesday, and I was only 21, 22, if that. That's what propelled me to get Yum Yum at Gas Club, which was I would say my most favourite gig, and where I actually got to meet Diesel. But then I played alongside, there's so many names. Diesel, can you remember who was the special guest?
So many people passed through there. So many people.
I played alongside Swerve, LG Brown, Blitz, Firing Squad,
Ill Kids,
Clark, Ill Kids, any major DJ off of choice, Jigs. I've played alongside all of them. I was the closing DJ, so I would play after the main DJ. There was 2 residents. Yeah, the one that we all respected, Ease Back, and there was me. And they used to put the the special guest in the middle. So I had a different. My mind was, even to this day, my DJ partner always says to me, "Why do you think like that?" It's because I've always had to finish off after someone's played the big hits. That alone is I would like some people to go and do that. Go and play after your favorite DJ's played, and don't repeat.
I have to do it every Wednesday.
Well, there we go.
Pressure.
So, and then there was also a culture, because I also grew up with people like Suge's 90%. Because can you remember when there was that little thing between 90, Rampage, Kids, and everyone about repeating and certain nights, and we don't play back tune because certain nights they kept repeating songs.
That was a big thing then, man.
That was wars. That
massive
was wars. And then it was literally out of all the ravers, whose side you on? Does it matter you repeat or you didn't or whatever? Oh, it was mad. So yeah, there's more out there to mention, but you know, we have to say Love to Swing. He was the first person to put me on.
All day.
Well, told me no first, that he wouldn't put me on a playlist for Sony, and then until I get my rep up, then I got the residency at Gas Club, and then he come and bring me tune, and then I thought, yeah, that's love. That's love.
You needed to live in South. I used to just turn up at his house and take records.
See, that's what I'm saying. The man made me jump through hoops. But nah, it was good because I paid it back.
So worth it. Yeah.
No, I paid it back tenfold, because when I became street team leader for TVT Records, and he was just coming out of hospital for the last time, then he was still walking around DJing. He came to me, and I was able to load him up with all the Little John, TJ Moses, load him up, give him back all the records. You know what I mean? Just show love. And yeah. Oh, I have to big up Martin as well. Yeah, I have to shout out them and their Sony and Reds, and yeah. There's been so many, so many influences. I have to send a big shout out to MJ. It might sound weird, but he took me on the under 18s uni and city circuit for Asians. So I was doing daytimers, because that was big back then. This is where
I was doing the first days at Gas for that.
Yeah. This is where I met up with Matt White and other people like that as well, because there would be the Asian kids would only be allowed out in the daytime, so they'll have a party from 1 till 5. Do you get what I'm saying? And then the club will get used for until the night time, but they would ram it. 2,000 people, 3,000 people, ram the club. And things like that. I have to big up MJ. He took me on that circuit, taught me about that, how to host, whatever, for that type of crowd. And too many influences. Anyway,
just I'm interested. Out of everyone on screen, how many have done radio like continuously or for a good stint with all the radio? Yeah.
Radio.
At what point in your DJ career did you feel comfortable broadcasting on radio? Whether it be live or internet or whatever.
As soon as I was shown what to do.
Yeah.
Like the first time at my residency at Zeniths brought me to Rudy Ranks. And Rudy Ranks took me to Unique FM. And I was and me and Rudy used to be back to back in this residency that we had at Zeniths. And then he said, "Oh, why don't you come and, host my show?" So then he would play his show, and then he'll have a little bit, and then I'll be emceeing and hosting. And then after maybe about, 4 or 5 months, the manager said, you got a voice for radio, And I said, is it? He goes, you're a DJ? I said, yeah, I am. He goes, all right then. And then within 6 months after that, I was on Drive Time.
Yeah.
I started on radio. That was my first DJing. I started on Urban Jazz Radio.
Wow.
Back in 11 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you feel like you more transitioned from radio to club and events, or I'd say club and dances? Was it a more of a transition that way rather than the other way?
Yeah, it was more of a transition that way. And the first time I actually played out was because of Croc. He asked me to come and play. Yeah. Otherwise, I was just in the studio playing.
Hey, look at UK Web Boys
I
question.
just
That
saw
is,
it.
listen, that is the ultimate question for man that's done pirate radio. I can safely say, you know what? To answer that, I was on I think I was on Supreme at the time, and I just finished my show, and literally, as I walked out of the building, I think we were on the 7th floor or something like that. I was walking along the landing to the lift. As I was walking along the landing, they were walking in. But I used to carry my records in a rucksack, so they never looked at me because I had my stuff in a rucksack. By the time I got to the ground floor, they were busting the radio station.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mad.
Those were the good old days, weren't they?
On Pirate, that was the biggest fear, was that there was that talk that they can take your records, they can confiscate your records.
Yeah, they'll take your
This is
records.
it.
See, when I got to radio, I think we were past that stage, but on that stage. In other words, they'll go for the transmitter, they won't go for the station.
But they used to just sell it back to another station. That was the worst thing about it.
That
just
was
to
the
keep
thing.
their something going. They would take your antenna from here,
Yes.
and then they will find another station and they will sell it to this station, and the cycle would just continue. But then radio
Not silly.
stations started getting smart, and they started
To
posting
lock-
their transmitters like that, didn't they?
Yeah,
Three
yeah.
of them in a triangle in whatever area, so you can bust one of them, but they still got the other two transmitters.
Yes, still
know what I
going.
mean?
Yeah.
Mate,
Because
listen.
like that was the thing that stopped me from jumping in earlier than I could have. I could have started at 19. So I was offered at 19, off of the back of that tape that I mentioned, Talk Time, where I was pretending to be the host and the person calling in. But I was just too worried about that situation, about the
I
raids
want to
and
hear that
whatnot,
tape,
so
by the way.
We all want to hear that tape.
Dave's like, yeah, it's around here somewhere.
So I can convert it for you, you know, Dave. All the stuff's here, bro.
And then it was only when I was at 19, and then when I was 26, I was offered radio again through my friend's uncle, who's the same uncle actually that I played at his wedding. And that's when I started doing the radio thing. It was a late night. It was like midnight till 2 in the morning. First time I went on, put the record on, and knowing, trust me, to take the leader off the same record when I was meant to go to the next record. So there's silence.
Yeah,
And everyone's in the room, and I turned to everyone in the room, and I like, and then I come back. Rest of the show was okay.
I remember I was so nervous when I did my first show, but after I got into it, once I got off air, I had a hard time going to sleep. I was just buzzed.
buzzing.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
nice.
I say mine was
nice.
similar.
And though I wasn't someone who was like very heavily focused on the phone line, it was always nice to get that little message or two coming through.
Let me tell you, when I had talk about the phone line, bruv. When you're at home and you're listening to DJ shelling and you can hear the phone in the background, when you're there and you're just playing tune and this thing is going, woot, woot, oh man, it's a buzz and a half, man. It's just a buzz. When you could connect with people over music, I don't care what anyone says, it's the best thing in the world.
It's true.
Best thing in the world.
It's true. 100%, man. Yeah, you know it. Ericsson 337, yeah? Yeah, man. I'm telling you. This is this is a subject in itself that I think we might have to revisit at another time. Obviously, due to time constraints, we've already gone over time, so
Some Soundboy memories, yes. I have plenty of Soundboy memories.
yeah, there's tons. But can I just quickly say,
big up caller 34.
Yeah, no,
you know that.
I'm witness. I remember the day he got called to
The
do
last
that.
number.
I remember.
Mate, I just wanted to say happy birthday to Big Ted. I did mention him as one of my influences earlier on. And I just want to say happy birthday to him. It was his birthday yesterday. I got much respect, much love for you, brother. Yeah.
Your birthday blessings. Birthday blessings.
Yeah, man.
Wrapping up then.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely want to revisit this though, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's-
Croc and
exactly.
Tech have got plenty to
yes,
say about
yes,
this as well.
yes.
You know what I mean? So definitely
think
need
for
to come
me,
back to it.
Yeah, I'm interested in having a discussion, or just exploring the difference between club and party DJing and the skill sets required to be a broadcaster. You know what I mean? 'Cause there's a massive
that's a
difference,
discussion.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
discussion.
There's a difference.
There's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, big up Miffy Moments as well. She says the Handsworth house parties were the best for me. Listen. House parties.
Big up, Miffy.
That's another topic. Put that on the topic list.
Oh,
house
man.
parties.
Historic
My God.
house parties.
Listen, house parties. We're gonna need hours for that one, mate.
Yeah, man.
Just-
Jammy jams.
We'll have to
Yo.
get old school. We'll all put black bags on the window. On the wall.
I was about to say, it's going to need hours just like how the parties used to go on. Hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Bottle of
Hours.
Thunderbird each. Little condensation dripping from the
wow.
ceiling. Yeah, I mean, we have to be like Dave back in the day. No light.
Wait, hold on.
Any,
Anyone who's done a house party,
See it there?
tell me if this was needed.
Ah, brother.
He's got something to hand, you know.
Brother.
Let me tell you
Listen.
something. If this was in the
Which
bag,
is
it was
probably
save
modelling the black tape.
dance. This for the listeners. I'm holding on to black electrician's tape. Yeah, this stuff will save a house party. Make I tell you, even sellotape. If you can find it, it will work. Yeah. Oh, telling you.
Oh man.
Bin liners,
So we
mate. That's the
hopefully
one.
save that for another day. It's been fantastic listening to all the influences and ascertaining whether or not DJ is still an art form. Remember, you can listen back to the podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, on Twitch for a little while. And gents, when are we streaming this week? Friction.
So Old School Hip Hop Raid Train, I'll be doing that Wednesday and Friday. That's it. I'm involved in other projects at the moment,
Other
aka
projects.
DIY. So I'm back down to 2 streams. But yeah.
Okay, Mr. Diesel.
Boy, work is caning me at the moment, but hopefully I can return back Tuesday evenings. I normally go on after Croc at 9 p.m. And I'll just say Croc's not here, but he's normally on at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, so if he's on tomorrow, you might catch him then. Old School Hip Hop Ray Train on Wednesday. Friday I kind of let loose and draw the beast out, and like Frick knows, man. We got mad on Friday. Last Friday, we called the dogs in and just went in on the drum and bass, boy. So yeah, Fridays is normally something actiony, but otherwise I pop up when I can. But like I said, work's caning me right now, so if and when I can, basically. Hopefully tomorrow 9 o'clock.
Alrighty. And Mr. Cassidy.
I've been on a Zen hiatus from streaming for a reason. Just for a reason. It's all gonna come to fruit soon. But it's that time of the season where I like to pop up. Summertime. I see some nice evenings where I thought, oh, should I? So that means I know the buzz is there. So look out for some pop-ups. And yeah, we're getting ready for season 4 of the B-side coming soon. So
Season 4, nice. And Mr. Grown Folks Grooves, who was having a good time on Sunday evening, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I had a great time. I was at the Treehouse in Croydon. It was my first time playing there, so we'll see how that works out. I may have a residency there, so it was fun. But I actually haven't been streaming in a few weeks. It's been one thing or another coming up, and I haven't been able to get on. But I'm supposed to be on Thursdays from 7 p.m. So we'll see if we can't get back into that swing. Hopefully nothing will come up this Thursday and I'll be there. But I'll definitely be around Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Digital Soul Radio.
Nice. And myself, it might pop up on Twitch, but you can catch a flavour of what I like to play 24/7 on caramelradio.com. This is the Real Soundcheck Podcast. Salute to Tech and Croc. They're not with us this week, but they should hopefully be back next week. And I thought Mr. Diesel was going to say something. He's just pointing to
I'm
the
just pointing
background that he has, you know, them swish, swab
Show
backgrounds.
off.
The Real
Show
Soundcheck.
off.
I thought he was giving you the church finger when he needs to sneak out. Expect him to just walk out. Sorry.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe as well. Let people know what we're talking about. We'll sort out the link and stuff for the voting for the podcast
Get
awards.
voting. Vote.
Thanks to everyone in the chat for passing through. We
Thank
hope
you,
you
thank
have
you, thank
a
you.
blessed rest of the week. I think we outie, gents.
We out.
We outie. 5.
Princess, you could never guess how happy I am to be here.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's a good thing you don't bring your old man along on trips like these.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's just leave my husband out of it.
This love affair. This love affair.